Hi everyone. This is a very quick, spontaneous live stream, mostly about the upcoming New Year's live streams. So we are going to the town for some live stream shooting, and we will be leaving in something like an hour. And we will see what's going on in Oulu with the New Year celebrations. Maybe there's some cultural enrichment. I guess there will be a lot of people out on the town, so we'll just go and see what's going on. Maybe shoot for like an hour or something like over there.
Yeah, in about 2 hours it's the current year +1. So in less than an hour we're going downtown into city center to look at what's going on. As she said, there'll probably be lots of people. The city had organized today an official celebration, but for some reason it ended 2 hours ago.
And it's still 2 hours till midnight over here, and for some reason the city decided to keep their New Year's event at 8 p.m., which is a weird time for a New Year celebration, of course. So we didn't go to that, but we'll go downtown and see what people are up to. And for what comes to the title of this live, I thought I'd introduce you to my favorite stalker. And or maybe he's my only stalker. I think he's the only one who really fits the description. And we are talking about the guy who manages to fill my Twitter and Facebook notifications day in and day out 24/7. Like he never takes a break from trolling my social media accounts. And this guy, of course, is Petri Viitala. And he's a very special guy. Like he has some pretty ingenious verbalics, and I think it's a shame that he only posts in Finnish. So my English-speaking followers, they miss out on all of the fun. Like it's so.
So it's this guy with his saxophone.
Yeah, so he's a saxophone player, and he is a punk artist. He's in a punk band called the Shadow Limited, and he's also a left-wing activist and an anti-racist. So that's how he ended up on my social media accounts. I first noticed him in something like August when he started commenting on my Facebook posts. And back then he was a bit more sane than he is now. Like his comments were relatively moderate. But then he started to go on a downward spiral, and his mental health starts really being pretty questionable at this time. Like, especially during the last month, he's been on my Facebook wall and Twitter like 24/7. Even now, like as we speak, he is on Twitter tweeting at us. And he doesn't take a break for New Year's. He doesn't take a break for Christmas. He's there all the time. And his posts are so insane that I really think the English-speaking listeners might appreciate them too.
Yeah, so as you can see, he has tagged Swan of Tuonela, and this has been going on. Well, it's non-stop.
Yeah. So this guy, first of all, he started with saying that I am basically Hitler, and that I am worse than any refugee. And when I asked him, okay, am I worse than, say, Abdikadir Hussein? And Abdikadir Hussein is this Somali refugee who came to Finland in the 1990s. And he has raped and murdered a young Finnish girl. And he has also raped a 4-year-old child and pretty nasty stuff like that. So I asked him, am I worse than Abdikadir Hussein? And his response was that the German soldiers who raped people, they might be bad, but Hitler is so much worse than them. So his idea was that these rapey migrants who rape and murder children, they are basically like these foot soldiers. But I am Hitler, and I'm born evil. That's also something he said today. I was born evil. So I'm worse than these rapey migrants.
You're literally Hitler. In this tweet, he's writing that Tina is planning terrorist attacks, and he's comparing her to Anders Behring Breivik.
Yes, and this guy, this Viitala, he even said that he's now writing an article about the similarities between me and Anders Breivik. So he's really seriously believing that I am in some way the same as Breivik. Like Breivik went and killed people. Like he shot tens of people. Or how many was it?
77 got shot.
Yeah. And I write stuff online and I shoot videos and I'm as bad as Hitler. I'm worse than child rapists and I'm worse than child killers. And he even said that even one notorious Finnish child rapist and killer is more noble than I am. So this guy, he really has it out against me.
Yeah, he doesn't appreciate your writings. He says in this one that I want you to stop agitating against ethnicities and that you do something ethically right in your life. And Tina responds that stop being agitated. Everybody else is cool with my writings. And then he says, I'm not taking orders from you. And me and my friends, we will get you in trouble. Do you understand? To which Tina replies, now I'm confused. So you mean that you have actually friends? And then he goes on that you are the most lonely person in the world. You have nothing to share. You have fake friends.
And then one of my readers goes, do you realize that Tina can actually sue you for libel? But this guy, he doesn't think about it. And if I ever said anything close to that about him, and he says that kind of threats to me all the time, that he's gonna fuck my blog up, he's gonna shut me down. And if I said anything like that about him, or if any of my readers even said something like that to him, he would be immediately filing a criminal complaint against us for illegal threats. So he bashes people all the time, he spreads lies about people, he just keeps shit posting 24/7, and then he complains about other people being rude to him and maybe saying like fuck off or go and kill yourself.
Yeah, in this tweet, Tina says that I thought that I could make a video about you. Do you have any ideas or wishes for this video? And he answers that yes, do a video so my friend who is a judge will get a criminal case against you.
Okay, so there's a judge who's against me. Like since when?
Well, nobody knows if he really.
Of course, it's bullshit. Like when I used that song, that Hitler song, in one of my videos on this channel, this guy came to the comment section and he claimed that he had talked to the writer of that song and that the writer is really angry about me breaching his copyright. And I never heard about anything like that. I know this guy who wrote the song, he could have easily contacted me via Facebook or email. I never got any messages from him. So it was most likely bullshit again.
Yeah, basically everything that he writes is fantasy. And in this tweet, he is telling that I'm writing a story in which I compare the ideologies of Breivik and Tina. And in this second part, he says, in a philosophical way, Breivik is better than Tina because he only wants to kill European Muslims.
Yeah, and he has this idea that I am out to mass murder people, that I want all Muslims to be killed from everywhere around the world.
She's worse than Breivik.
Yes, and that I also want to kill the Sami natives. Like, that's funny. I don't know where he came up with that. But one day, it's not too long ago, maybe a couple of days ago, he ended up on my Twitter feed claiming that Younes and I want to kill off the Sami natives of Lapland. And we have never even talked about those people. Like, why would we have anything against Sami natives? But he honestly believes that we want to genocide.
And then there was also a blog in which, or we always, there's this thing that foreigners should be considered as Finns, but if you look at the fact that a Somali is a Somali and a pygmy is a pygmy and an Eskimo is an Eskimo and so on, and a Sami person, so an Aboriginal person from Finland in Lapland is an Aboriginal person of Lapland, not a Finn. He comes and says, no, they are Finns. Well, either they are Finns or they are not. So, and even the Sami people tell that they are not Finns because they are not, and there's nothing controversial about this. It's an observation. It's a fact. You cannot. It's like water is not water.
And okay. This is a good one.
So in here he says that I did not read. I don't know what he has not read, but he says that refugees rape only 0.08% of the population, or of all the rape cases. Well, I don't know where he came up with that, but anyhow, in Finland there's 1,000 police reports about rape, of which about half are fake reports, and of which over 300 are foreign nationals, of which and then there's the Finns, but it's people with Finnish citizenship, and in those there are some Somalis, some Iraqis, and so on. So this I don't know what the fuck is he writing. He doesn't understand anything, and he says that a rapist rapes a person or a human, and Tina wishes that billions get raped.
I wish that billions get raped. Like, how does he come up with this stuff? Like, I always wonder, does he really sincerely believe this? But then I have to remind myself that, okay, this guy, he is on my Facebook wall and Twitter feed 24/7. He's really dedicated his life to shutting me down. So of course he believes this. If he didn't really believe that, he wouldn't have this dedication. But because he honestly believes this is true, and that I am some sort of a Hitler out to commit genocide against everyone who isn't a white Finn. And that's also a funny thing. Like, once he said that, okay, you hate all people who aren't white Finnish people. And I said, okay, my boyfriend isn't white. So how does that match your idea of me?
Yeah, if we were racist, we would think that this musician is better than a non-white person or a non-Finn, because since he is a Finn, he should be in our racist hierarchy a better person. But for me, that guy is
yeah, and if I really was a racist, I would think that Petri is a better person or higher in the hierarchy than say you are. If I was a racist, that would, but because I am not a racist, I think Petri is scum.
In here he says that Hitler hated collectively a group of what
ethnic group,
and Hitler hated collectively an ethnic group. Some would have saved Muhammad Ali, Tina would not. ISIS thinks like this. Okay.
And imagine this, like he manages to
what is this?
Hitler, Muhammad Ali, me, and ISIS all in one tweet. And he can see some sort of a logic in there.
Why is he posting this animated GIF? Why? What is this?
Like, this is kind of stuff he posts.
What is this? Is that him? What is this? What the fuck is this guy's problem? Can somebody explain? Well, he's delusional, he's a mental case, and so on.
Yes, and he also has this funny stuff often on
But-
Facebook, like this one post in which he said that Tina Week is in love with Trump. Trump is a fixation and an obsession to her. And that then he goes on to say that the Nice truck attack committer wasn't a Muslim, and that Trump is very sacred to me, and so sacred that I have to form conspiracy theories against the left-wing media. Then he says that there is no left-wing media in the United States. And like it's this sort of completely incoherent ranting 24/7. Like he's really dedicated to this. Like this guy is a stalker. There's no getting around it. And apparently, in the beginning, when he came to my Facebook wall the first time, he had this idea that he could convert me to the dark side, that he could make an SJW out of me. Then when that didn't work out, he started getting angrier and angrier. And he apparently had some sort of a crush on me because there was some sort of a thing like that going on. And I noticed that whenever I mentioned that I had been, say, in Oulu with Junes, he got angrier. And there was something like 3 days of non-stop ranting every time I mentioned something like that. And now that we are publicly going out together, Petri has been just going wild, like he's on a tailspin. Like he should be on a psych ward by now. Like it's that crazy. Like, and my followers and my readers, they keep telling him that, okay, you are crazy. You should go to see a psychiatrist because this isn't healthy behavior. This isn't normal that you hang around here all the time being angry and talking shit to people and forming these insane theories in your head. But he just doesn't listen. He takes it as an insult, like he thinks they are fucking with him, when they are often people who are just pointing out the obvious fact that this guy is in a psychosis and that this behavior can't be good for him either. Because can you imagine being a happy, balanced person living like this, like hanging out on someone else's Facebook wall 24/7 and being that angry, that frustrated, creating these insane theories of genocide and discrimination in your head? No, it must ruin his life too. So he definitely should go see a psychiatrist, but he just doesn't get it. And he even has admitted himself that he has had mental issues, that he has seen a psychiatrist before, he has been on a psych ward, but he doesn't realize that now is the time to go back there.
We just received another tweet from him.
What is he saying?
He says, I'm so stoned because of weed and moonshine or what, that I cannot press anything else but one button, because I answer with a question mark. Because I don't even read his shit, normally I just said. But in the comment section in the beginning, somebody said that there was a subway car accident today in Finland, and there were many people injured. I don't know if they are killed, but it could be that the driver was a Russian from Estonia.
Yeah, that's what I hear about it. Like, it's not a terrorist attack, even though some people have jumped to the conclusion that it must be a terrorist. But what I hear from a person who was on the scene and who tended to the people who got injured, he said that the driver was some sort of an Estonian or a Russian, or an Estonian Russian, and that 3 people were seriously injured. Like, one got really bad brain damage and things like that, but it wasn't an attack. And the police say that it's possible that the guy had some kind of a stroke or a fit when he was driving, and his foot was left on the gas, and then he ended up plowing through these people.
But yeah, we are going to the city center, and we'll continue with the live stream. I don't know, will we be using this channel? Are we taking this laptop with? Oh, wow.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, so in less than an hour, we will be back live from the city center. So you can have a look how it looks in our city on New Year's Eve.
And here they ask, "Oi, smelly hippie, how should I refer to you?" They ask your name.
Oh.
Do you remember your name?
No, I'm so stoned. No, somebody read this. This is not my name. It's, I'll explain it someday. But yeah, maybe it's easier to write.
Yeah, most likely, because yeah, that's his name. But if I just say it, people won't most likely get how it's written. And okay, there are 9 new announcements or notifications on my Twitter. Let's see what Petri is up to now. He says that Muslims make up 4% of Americans and 1% of Europeans. Laestadians brainwash and imprison their children into their faith. And Laestadians, they are this Christian cult in Finland. And Petri somehow believes that Younes and I are Laestadians, which of course is absolutely ridiculous. And he seems to believe that if he insults Laestadians, that it's somehow an insult against us, even though I fucking hate Laestadians. They are the dumbest bunch of people you can find. Or maybe Muslims are worse than them. But
speaking of Laestadians, there's this artwork in the at the train station that the police started an investigation about. We will show it to you. It's considered, the police thought it could be hate speech. So an art gallery can also be hate speech in Finland.
Of course it can. And I think we mentioned this on an earlier live stream.
But we will show it today. Out in an hour.
Yeah, because we will be going to the near the railway station, so we can take some footage of that hate speech artwork. And what that has to do with the Laestadians is, of course, that the person who was thought to be victim of that hate speech art is our prime minister, who is a Laestadian. And of course, over here in the northern cities, most likely these police stations and other institutions, they are run by Laestadians too. So they are very protective of their own. And most likely some Laestadian cop has seen that artwork about our prime minister. He has gotten offended and started an investigation, even though there was no cause for it. So this is how the Laestadian mafia works. Like, they take care of their own weird people. And let's see if there's anything in the comment section we should answer to before we leave.
There's one Abdullah who says that he's a white Muslim. And what is this shit? He said, I am white Muslim and most of us are pro-white, and like it or not, Islam is gonna be the new religion of Europe. Well, why?
I had a discussion, or we had a discussion on Facebook with one white Muslim, a Finnish guy who had converted to Islam. And for example, he claimed that Muslims have never conquered Spain, that it's a lie made up by Catholics, and that there's no evidence for it. And he also said that all the talk about Muhammad being a pedophile, Muhammad being a killer of infidels, Muhammad being the starter of the global jihad, Muhammad being a head cutter, Muhammad being a wife beater, all those are just lies. They have nothing to do with Islam. And that the murder of Farkunda in Afghanistan, I don't know if you've seen the video in which the huge mob of young men beat this woman to death because they believe that she had burned the Quran. This white Muslim claimed that that had nothing to do with Sharia, that it's just mistaken Islam that has nothing to do with the real Islam. So it's the no true Scotsman all the way.
Well, no one can know if that Abdullah guy is a real guy or is he just trolling. So maybe he's saying that, yeah, you mean gambling, prostitution, pedophilia. Is that what you mean by Western culture? No, it's not. You're fucking stupid. And but what? Well, he might be a real guy, but probably just trolling and don't.
And we most likely
we have to go
because we have to get our devices together so we can shoot, and we have to be downtown in time.
And not miss the bus and so on. So
yeah, so we'll continue once we get downtown. It will be something like an hour from now, maybe.
Yeah. So bye.
So thank you for listening, and bye.